In today's Staying Healthy, holiday weight gain. The average person packs on about a pound between Thanksgiving and New Year. And this is according to a study in the New England Journal of Medicine. Well, that might not seem like much, but it does add up year after year. And in this study, those who are already overweight or obese tend to gain as much as 5 pounds this time of year. So with us today is personal trainer and former professional athlete, hence the height difference, Jamie Atlas, also known as Rally Man. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me here. Basically, the Rally Man concept was created by Live Well Colorado to try and give ideas for small changes that anyone can do. So that way, in making those small changes, we can be mindful of the things that are important to us, but also make sure that we don't slip back and make the weight gain like you just talked about.
And you have some really simple things that we can do. So let's start with substitutions to save calories.
Exactly. If it's not simple, it's not going to work. So an example would be, a lot of people like to put mayo on sandwiches. What they don't know is that there's something that we like to call at Live Well Colorado the 100-calorie decision. That is that just small decisions that don't make a big difference in flavor can really pay off. 100 calories difference if you were to use Dijon mustard instead of mayo. Also, if you were to use some slices of avocado instead of 2 pieces of cheese, then you're also get 100 calories off. Or even if you were to cook egg whites, if you have 3 egg whites, that's about 100 calories less than 2 whole eggs.
And it's still a good quantity of food, so you aren't left hungry necessarily. You also say maybe have a reward for yourself for making good choices.
Yes, so if you don't have reward, then sometimes it can be easy to forget the why. And so we have a fancy trophy here. I didn't win this one. But
Gymnast here.
That's right. But the whole idea with the trophy is to say, okay, if I've got 7 parties I'm going to, what's 4 parties that I'm going to win at, and 3 parties I'm going to allow myself to maybe go a little bit off the food track.
So you don't have to be perfect all the time.
Of course, because none of us are perfect. We are human. Now, of course, you don't need to go get yourself a trophy, but if you like manicures, pedicures, okay, you could go get yourself one of those, and that way, every time you see that, you'll think about the fact that you earned that. Now, if you're a guy, you could, maybe if you're not into the mani-pedis, then you could go and get yourself a couple of movie tickets to a movie that you really enjoy, and while you're enjoying it, you can know, I earned this. This is something that I did.
What a great idea. Okay, so let's move down to the vegetable tray. You go to a party, you're encountering tons of fatty foods, lots of temptation. Is it appropriate to bring your own healthy alternative?
The best strategy I've found is to ask the host. Because typically if you say, hey, can I help? This time of year we're all overwhelmed, and just say, hey, you know what, I'll bring the vegetable dish or I'll bring the this. Is that okay? And when, of course, then if the host has a problem with it, then you know to go to strategy B, which is to make sure before you go to the party, you eat ahead of time. Have something that's a high protein snack like a chicken breast. Now, the chicken breast, the egg whites, the avocado here, if you go to livewellcolorado.org, you'll find recipes, you'll see a video of me cooking up a little breakfast, and all sorts of other useful things that people can do. But the most important part is to look at this and say, what works for me?
Well, it's nice to have a bunch of different options, too.
Totally.
Different ways to look at it, because then it's not as overwhelming when you're thinking about how am I going to get through this season when you have maybe a sweet tooth or you really like the fatty foods.
And if you decide those things, then know what you're going to allow yourself and know what you won't, and stick to your guns.
We're almost out of time, but you do have a water bottle here, which is good for any of us to be drinking water, right?
Absolutely. Often we mistake hunger for thirst. So if we can drink up, then wait about 10 minutes, then you'll know whether you're really hungry or if you're just thirsty for more water.
So grab the water first before you grab something to eat. Thank you so much, Jamie Atlas, for coming in. So nice to meet you, and you motivated me. You can get more motivation by signing up for his weekly tips. We do have a link at thedenverchannel.com. Just scroll down on our homepage until you find that red TV button there on the right-hand side.